broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Well, good morning, all of you fierce and fabulous fans of America's Next Top Model. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's ANTM Cycle 22 Elimination Roundup. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined via telephone by the statuesque beauty herself, Miss Mamé. How are you, Mamé?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Tony?
Doing great. Great to chat with you again.
Definitely good to hear back.
Yeah. Awesome. So, first of all, let's dive right into the whole situation with you and Justin so that we can just get that out of the way first and foremost. So in the show and after you guys came here, we saw the whole situation with everyone coming back for the finale and you having to deal with Justin and the whole cabin situation with Mikey and all that, on top of, you know, the finale. Like, what was that like for you during that time? Because I'm pretty sure that was just a lot to handle in that moment.
What was going on, I guess, with Justin confronting me about Mikey's situation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So that was very awkward, and talk about wrong timing.
Yeah.
They're trying to get ready for, you know, my final runway. I'm nervous as hell, and now I have to deal with relationship drama on top of that. So yeah, it was just terrible. But that whole Mikey situation was just like such an innocent mistake, and like it was messed up, but it was nothing big of a deal to the point where, you know, I didn't expect Justin would react that way. But then, of course, if anybody's cuddling with anybody besides the person that you're used to cuddling with, you're going to feel some type of way.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but yeah, that's it.
And I'm pretty sure it kind of got blown out of proportion, too, because when it's coming from another source, of course, it's going to sound a little more hyped up than what it was.
Oh, and coming from Devin as a source, very embellished. You can believe that.
Oh, Devin, I feel like
he may have been jealous for the wrong reasons.
I feel like I've nicknamed Devin hashtag team too much. Sometimes it can be a good thing.
Very much.
Sometimes it can be bad.
That's his personality, but he is definitely hashtag too much.
But I mean, aside from that, and we're talking about a situation that happened like a long time ago. But I'm sure you and Justin have gotten past that now, obviously, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And things are still great between the two of you.
Yes, Justin and I are still great. What's it called? We're just great together. I don't even know what to call us right now.
Yeah. Well,
we're girlfriends, great friends, whatever. But we're just great, great friends for sure.
Just taking it slow, one day at a time.
Taking it slow, one day at a time. Yep.
Well, just know you have so many fans rooting for the two of you, so no pressure, but you know they're all rooting for you guys. Yes. Don't you love how people will like combine people's names when they're a couple? I
saw Justin, Mustin, Justmay, Jamé. I think Jamé is the one that caught on the best.
I think Jamé is fly. Like Mustin, no, whoever came up with that need to have several seats because that's not cute at all.
Right.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, so fans, that was for you because the last time they were in here, you guys were like, why didn't you ask about them? And I'm like, well, I want to talk about them individually, not them together. So there you go. You have your answer, and now we can move on. So let's talk about the finale and Gosh, the pressure that I'm sure you were under, because at this moment it's so close, you know, and you can taste it now. What happened with Mamé during this time? Because I feel like you were definitely like, look, girl, I got to get myself together. So take us through like your thought process leading into the finale.
Leading into the finale, I'm just trying to get my head on straight. I felt confident, but I knew that they loved Niall also, and Niall obviously is a good model. So it was really up, you know, it could have been anybody's win. So I was definitely nervous, but I felt confident in myself and my performance, my body of work throughout the competition. I feel like I performed like very well, and sometimes, you know, I faltered, and that's fine, but I always managed to pick myself back up.
Yeah.
I was the challenge queen. I won like 5 or 6 challenges.
Yeah.
I think I tied with Yaya in ANTM history of most challenge wins for the season. So I was like, yes. And so I definitely felt good about myself for sure, but I just knew that Niall was very strong in his photos. He has a very handsome face. His eyes will make any woman melt. And that was like his saving grace, you know, all season long. Like, he did very well. So going into it, you know, I was really feeling like it could be anybody, and I know he felt the same way. I don't think that he was, or at least I hope he wasn't cocky and thinking that it would have been him, because we were both just as nervous.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, in the end, it went to him, and congrats, because he definitely deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, this season of Top Model was definitely a tight race, and I feel like any one of you could have had it, and we all would have been great with it. Again, like I said before we started, I would not have wanted to be Tyra, Miss J, or Kelly deliberating who is the next America's Next Top Model, because I think I would have said, this season we're going out with a bang. We have 4 winners, and somebody would have been upset.
Right? I was just like, 2 winners at least, like, please.
Yeah. So
I hope y'all win. Let's have a woman and a male.
And I know it. I mean, that's definitely a way to go. But I wonder if, because it seemed like, you know, and now talking about the end of Top Model and definitely an end of an era. I'm sure you guys didn't know during filming that you guys were going to be the last cast of Top Model. Now knowing that, you know, what was your reaction to the news that Tyra was ending Top Model at Cycle 22?
So during filming, we all heard rumors that this may be the last one, or you know, different things from different sources, and we kind of were like, yeah, okay, but in the end, it was true, and you know, she pulled the plug on it, and I think it's more of a, I mean, it's a decision that you just have to leave when you're on top. You don't want the ratings to go crazy low, and then you're having to give up. I think she gave up the you know, she ended this ANTM phenomena at a perfect time. I think our season was one of the highest rated seasons in a long time. And for many reasons, I think one of them being the fact that we were such an open and diverse cast. This season, it was all about not too tall, not too short, not too anything to model. Anybody can do it. So I love how she opened it up for anyone who wants to be a model to see that there is something for you. Even if it's a niche market, there is something for you in the modeling industry. Don't think you have to be, you know, Victoria's Secret, 6'1", 115 pounds to be a model, you know? And I think that's why I did so well. A lot of people were able to relate to the entire cast. As far as it ending, when I found out, I was very like, oh my God, I can't believe this is over, and I can't believe that I made it onto the last cycle. And to me, that's God. Like, I fulfilled one of my dreams because God put me in this place at the right time, at, you know, right place at the right time, and it happened. Everything happens for a reason. It was just beautiful to see that I you know, was blessed to be on the show before it ended. And I think a lot of people were upset. So, you know, it's great though. I'm glad that it's over and it went off on such a high note.
Yeah. Now, I mean, speaking of God and being amazing, you have had such an amazing year, not only being on the show and being one of the top two finalists, but you are also top five in Miss USA. Like, for you, how are you feeling and how are you embracing like the blessings that you've gotten this past year?
So yeah, from competing at Miss USA and then going on to ANTM and, placing top two and then top five in Miss USA is crazy. For me, it's just been definitely a blessed year, and I can't credit that to anybody but like God. There's something out there directing all these moves and orchestrating all of this, because I definitely couldn't do it off my own strength.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to praise the Lord for that.
Look, sometimes you got to do it. I think the last time I was here, I gave a praise hand. So sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it, especially when he's just blessing you, consistently. And I mean, I think that, I mean, it's just been an amazing time for you, and I'm happy to see all the great things that have been happening for you.
Yep. It's been a whirlwind of a time. So I'm just like ecstatic that I was able to experience both things that, dreams to me.
Yeah.
In 1 year. So I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah. Now, going to the finale runway walk, first of all, you killed it. And I was like, okay, you better strut for your life, Mamé, on that runway. Take us back to that day. Like, what was it like for you being able to like be in the top two and walk this runway and have, Tyra and Miss J and fans and everyone just, at the Walt Disney Hall? Like, what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I mean, going into that situation, I was hella nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I have, my mom that in the crowd somewhere. I have all the judges, Tyra, the producers, everyone that was involved in the show, and the public to impress at this moment. So my head is about to blow, but then I know that I am, like walking is my forte, and I know I could slay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as my shoes don't break, I could slay.
Yeah.
So I was definitely feeling just a mix of nervous and confident all at the same time, as always. You're never 100% like, oh yeah, I'm about to beast this, but you can't not be confident going into that situation. So I just did the best that I could, and I just really, really hope for the best.
Yeah.
At that moment, it was just between me and Niall, and I feel like I had him on the runway, honestly. You can't tell me I didn't serve that walk with a side of sweet potato casserole.
There it is. There's that quote. Let me tell you, you were serving up sweet potato casserole, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, collard greens. You had it all laid out on the runway.
What y'all say? What y'all say? But I know I killed it, and for me, that was good. Like, I was happy with my performance, and I feel like the judges said that, and I'm really happy. I feel like that was the biggest compliment to have had Tyra even mention that I reminded her of herself in like the 2003 Victoria's Secret fashion show, and like I reminded her of herself. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm onto something. So it was just an awesome time.
Yeah, and I watching the finale runway show, I had a moment of like, yes, when you came around in that second outfit and you gave us that pivot, you were like, listen, this is my moment. I'm going to take it. I'm going to give them this turn, and I'm going to slay the beast on this runway. So I was like,
time on that runway. Make sure you remember my face.
Yeah.
and that walk.
Oh, and they did. You definitely served it up. And I think that's, especially in that moment, you have to take that moment for yourself. You know what I mean? You can't rush through it. And you did all of that. So I was behind the TV like, yes, you better work, Mamé. So, you still there?
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Oh my God, I got so nervous. It was almost reminding me of another another call we had, and I was just talking, and then all of a sudden they were gone, and I was like, well, we're gonna keep this going. So you mentioned your mom a little while ago, and it was great to see that challenge with the contestants and their mothers, and the photo that you and your mom had was absolutely just amazing. What was it like for you to have your mother there and kind of seeing what you were experiencing on Top Model?
Having my mother there,
Hmm.
it was, yeah, it was amazing. I can't believe that they flew her out when I heard that, she announced that our moms were entering. My heart's beating. I'm thinking I was gonna see my mom, who's my actual best friend's mother, who took me in. So she's my mom in the U.S. I thought I was gonna see her.
Yeah.
Then my mom like flew in all the way from Ghana, and I'm just like, oh my God, like they got my mom. So I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. I was just really overwhelmed. I hadn't seen her for over a year, and before I had seen her for my graduation, I hadn't seen her for like 3 years. So
Yeah.
it was definitely emotional to finally see her and get to hug her, touch her. It was just surreal, and I'm so thankful to like the whole ANTM team for making that happen. I just happened to be on the cycle that happened. That has never happened before.
Yeah. No.
At least I don't think so. So it was just, again, amazing that I was there to be able to see my mother, and for her to shoot with me, I think was just an amazing feeling for all of us, because it was just like, finally our mothers are experiencing what we experience, and they're doing it with us, and they see the challenges that we go through to get the right photo. Like, it's not as easy as it seems. So I think my mother definitely appreciated what I'm doing and the journey that I'm on a lot more, having been on the set herself and seeing what we went through and getting to experience that with me. So I'm so grateful for the whole experience for that.
Yeah, I was so happy that there wasn't an elimination, because I think, like I was saying in a previous interview, I think for a mother to see their child being eliminated on a challenge that they participated in, I think would have devastated any mom. So I was like, kudos to ANTM for like being like, you guys are all in.
Waiting.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been. Oh,
we'll eliminate them tomorrow, just not today, because
yeah.
you work with them.
Exactly. So you mentioned during the show that, like the connection with your mom might not have been there because, you guys you don't see each other that often. How are things with you and your mom now? Have you guys connected a little bit more? Are things better because of that experience? Like, where are you guys now?
Oh yeah, we're good. We've always been good. No matter like us not being able to physically see each other, we've always kept in touch a lot. Yeah, we talk all the time. So it's been great. I really I appreciate the experience again, because I said like, she was able to finally like see what I go through and experience it for herself. So she has a deeper appreciation for everything that I'm doing and my journey and everything that I'm going through. So yeah, we're definitely as close as ever, and I hope I could see her again. She's back in Ghana, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. And what was the experience like for her? Because I know it had to be a very overwhelming experience, being in LA, being on the show, then being, in a photo. Like, what was the experience like for her?
My mother?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so, I mean, yeah, she was so shy. She was very, very shy.
Yeah.
She's very reserved at first until you get to know her, but she never got used to the camera, so she was very, very quiet. But I think that she's so cute, and I loved how she was on the show. She was just there to support me, so
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. And we definitely saw her break out of her shell during the shoot a little bit. She started getting her life a little bit. So
Yes, she did. I love that. Tyro definitely brought that out of her. So I was so happy to see her finally just get out her shell, be sexy again, and just, do her thing. That was so empowering for me to see her do that.
Yeah.
I was really, really proud of my moment.
And just the photo is just, you look at it and you're just like, wow, you look so like powerful and regal and beautiful, and then your mom is just like, so full of life and happy, and there's just this movement about it. Like, they displayed the photos and I was just like, wow, like that's a photo that you're gonna have forever, and a moment and an experience that you're gonna have forever. So that was definitely one of my favorite moments of the show this season.
Definitely.
Definitely. So during the finale, you guys had to give presentations, and I remember, you kept saying that like you need this, and for a moment, I thought to myself, like, there was a moment where I was like, I think whatever happens, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. You're going to have a wonderful career, if, no matter what happens. But explain a little bit about what you meant by like you needed this at this moment.
So I take everything I do very seriously, and this obviously was no different.
Yeah.
I wanted to win the competition. You don't go into a competition, wanting to be second place.
Yeah.
So I really definitely like everyone on the show wanted to win. For me, it was more about being able to change my life around and being able to finally have my own things and my own place to call home, and just really starting my life, as an adult. And hopefully being able to give back to my family and take care of my family, because now, my parents are retired. I felt the pressure to be able to, provide for them and myself. Everything I do on my own, and I support myself. And I just felt like obviously the prize would just set me up in a way that would just launch my career.
Yeah. And
so of course I needed this. I really wanted this. And of course the money would help me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, I don't even have a car. With everything that I've been doing, I still don't have a car, and people don't believe me.
Yeah.
Because I make no excuses for myself not to be able to do things. I will make sure that I have, I have what it takes to do whatever I need to do. So I did need that. Compared to people like Lacey, who, for example, has, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about her life, but she gave me the impression that in the house that she was overly confident, and she was a favorite for a while, so it was just like, oh, I have this in the bag. And it wasn't so like I have that fire behind me, like I need this and I want this badly. It's kind of like, oh, I can get it if I want because I'm good, but it's not like, do you really need this? You know what I mean? You're supported by your mom and dad and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, you're
kind of good in that aspect. Like, I was trying to get up and start my life, so that's what I meant by that.
Okay. Yeah, I totally get that, because, I mean, being in this industry, you see people who it seems like things are just being handed to them, and you're sitting here like, I sometimes I don't know what's going to happen the next day, or what I'm going to do. And like, some people just seem to just have it very differently. And I now fully understand what you meant by that. But now, speaking of, post ANTM, how are things now? Do you feel like, things are progressing more for your career, and you're on the right path? Like how do you feel post the show, now that the show has finally aired and it's finally over? How are things for you?
Things are good. Things are looking up. I've been able to sign with Next as well, so win or not.
That's amazing.
I've luckily been able to secure an agency, so I'm just really ready to just get out there and begin working and doing everything that I told myself I would do. And why not? If everyone else is doing it, why can't it be me? And that's what drives me and just motivates me to just keep going and make things happen. So things are looking up. I hope I can, model, transition into acting. I want to do hosting. I want to do it all. So I'm just, working and waiting for opportunities, and hopefully, definitely things will look up.
Yeah. Now
Will come up.
with the show, did you have to put things kind of on hold until the show finished? Because I've always wondered, because I mean the show was filmed like, a while ago. But does that mean that you guys aren't allowed to like do things or sign with people in the meantime? Like, do you have to wait until the show's over before you can finally go, okay, I'm available for things now?
I'm sorry?
Like like during the show, like while the show is airing, do you guys have to like hold off on opportunities and things until the show is done, or are you allowed to kind of?
Yeah. Yeah, so they will, initially you're not allowed to even sign with an agency until you're, kicked off the show.
Mm-hmm.
And because of confidentiality agreement, some things you can't reveal, you can't do until the show wraps up.
Yeah.
So yeah, with some opportunities we definitely had to like, just wait on it, just wait. And, that's how it goes, but it's all good.
Yeah, well, good. Well, now it's all said and done. It is wrapped up in a pretty bow.
Mm-hmm.
And now for those of you who have been itching to book Mamé on whatever project you have, she is available. So book her now.
I am available for hire.
Now,
please hire me.
now, aside from the industry stuff, on the business side, empowerment side, are you still doing that sort of stuff? Because I remember during your reign as Miss Maryland, you were doing the youth empowerment tour. Are you still doing things to reach out to the community and community project wise?
Yes, so that's another thing that I definitely want to continue to do, especially on a bigger scale. Like I said, for people who didn't know, while I was Miss Maryland USA, I developed a program on my own where I created workshops and would go to high schools primarily and talk to youth groups, specifically girls, about actively pursuing their dreams and making sure that they hold themselves accountable to achieve whatever it is that they want, and not allowing their circumstances to affect their judgment or their self-worth. And that's something that's very important to me, to be able to spread that message and be able to motivate young women, because a lot of the times we get stuck in situations that we think that we can't get out of, especially when it's a circumstance where you live in a bad neighborhood and all you see around you are kids in gangs or in doing drugs and stuff, and you feel like, well, how am I supposed to get out of here? What will I amount to? So I think it's very important, having gone through that similar experience, where I feel like I need to be able to reach out to young girls and tell them that you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you can do whatever you want if you really change your mindset. It's all a mind. It's all in your mind, And I do plan on continuing those efforts. Hopefully we'll start a nonprofit organization if I can.
Yeah.
But I am actually working right now on expanding that program to be able to go to colleges and do modeling workshops. So expanding on the ANTM platform that I've been given. So look out for that. I might be coming to a college near you.
Good. Yeah. Teach the children how to slay a runway. Do it. Because there's not, well, actually, this just reminded me, I actually saw you during LA Fashion Week. I think it was shortly after you came into AfterBuzz. I saw you in one of the shows, and you were amazing, by the way. And there were some other people that I saw in the show, no shade, but I was like, I wish someone would have taught you how to slay the runway, because you're not doing that right now. So that would be good to have someone out there teaching people how to walk the runway. So please do that quickly.
Oh yes, please. I definitely will.
Yeah. So
I'm very excited for that.
Awesome. So before we have to wrap things up here, and just reviewing everything that has happened to you and in the past year and your experiences with Top Model, how could you sum up your experiences and what did you take away from it that has made you this beautiful, powerful, ambitious woman that you are right now?
You said, what did I take from my experiences?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, everything that I've been through, I used to, there was always some type of resentment, but I realize now that everything you go through in your life, growing up now, I realize it prepares you for what you are called to do as an adult. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like there was purpose in everything. For me, not growing up with my parents, to me just having to figure everything on my own and motivating myself, it's so that I would be able to motivate others. And I'm just thankful that I went through everything I went through. In retrospect, it made me who I am. And It's so cliche, but it's really true, because I'm able to be this strong woman and hopefully empower other women to take on that same strength and really pull from themselves and not need validation from the world or anybody else. Mm-hmm. So I really feel like it prepared me for this.
Yeah. Anything you would change about your time on Top Model?
Anything I would change? I don't think I would change anything, honestly. I think I did everything the way that I was supposed to do. Mm. And people took to me, so I'm happy about that. And I don't think there's anything that I could have done differently. Yeah. Besides the judge picking someone else.
Well, I feel like the judges may have picked someone else, but I think you have a legion of people who chose you, and I think that they're rooting for you, and you're going to be very successful. And I have no doubt that we're going to continue seeing all the great things and all the blessings, won't he do it, that God is going to bestow on you. You're welcome.
Yeah. And I realize now, the win is in the process sometimes, not in the win itself. I've learned so much on the show from Tyra and everybody else. And the experience, like I said, is what really is the win itself. So I'm blessed either way. So It's all good.
Amazing. Well, Mamé, thank you so much again for joining me on AfterBuzz TV and chit-chatting with me. And I wish you nothing but success, and I can't wait to see all of the things that are coming up for you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited, and I hope to talk to you again about my what's coming up.
Yeah, look, when you make that move to LA, let's get you back in the studio so you can keep updating people on what's new with you.
Awesome, will do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. And hopefully we will talk. Before you go, let people know where they can find you on social media and keep up with you until then.
So you can definitely follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mamé Adjei 4. So that's MAMEADJEI 4. Make sure you follow me, support. I see all your comments. I see all your likes. So thank you guys so much for the support and love.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mamé. And I, of course, am following you, and I'm keeping up with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tony.
No problem. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. And of course, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another ANTM Cycle 22 Elimination Roundup. I have been your host, Tony Moore, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Don't go anywhere, because we have the winner of America's Next Top Model Cycle 22 now live in our studio coming up at 10:30. See you in just a few.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.